Hello, Telvanni here, and today GGG released the patch notes for 3.24 Necropolis. Over the next few days, you're going to be inundated with reaction videos and people sharing their takes on the patch notes, so I'm not going to go over everything here. I'm sure you can watch a 40-minute Zizran video if you want that. I just wanted to bring attention to the fact that GGG is significantly nerfing Tornado Shot builds. As a longtime lover of the Ranger class, and a longtime Tornado Shot enjoyer, this is very disheartening to see. So first off, a little bit of context. In 3.23 Affliction, GGG told us that they were removing Labyrinth enchantments, because they wanted to bring more power to the quality effects of skill gems. As such, the pretty much mandatory Tornado Shot Fire's +1 additional projectiles enchantment was removed from the game, and we were given the +1 additional projectile to Tornado Shot via the base skill gem's 20% quality effect. Tornado Shot players everywhere rejoiced. Finally, the skill was being democratized for the general player base. It even opened up the ability to transition to a Tornado Shot build early on in the league, as trade players no longer needed to shell out exorbitant amounts of currency for a lab enchanted helmet, and solo self-found players no longer needed to spend many hours running lab. Unfortunately, this golden era of Tornado Shot for all was short-lived, because after only a single patch, GGG went back on this design philosophy and removed the +1 projectile from the gem itself. But when you think about it, they didn't stop there. Not only did they remove the +1 projectile effect from the base gem, they also did not introduce a transfigured version of the gem retaining the effect. And with the lab enchant helms gone, we are now just missing an additional projectile entirely. So in the course of 2 patches, GGG has effectively gutted the general public's access to the skill. I guess what was originally marketed as a way to streamline gems ended up just being a thinly veiled attempt at removing power from the players. To make matters worse for Tornado Shot builds, Sniper's Mark has been adjusted as well in 3.24 Necropolis, now only splitting towards 2 additional enemies instead of 4, and reducing the amount of damage scaling it provides. This is not to say that Tornado Shot is dead entirely. Time and time again, through patch after patch, the richest Path of Exile players find a way to make Tornado Shot builds viable. But it certainly will no longer be an accessible option for most players. A decent elemental bow with +1 arrows can already run dozens of divines, with a +2 bow costing potentially hundreds. And the bow I used for most of Affliction, a +2 physical bow, being worth a mere. So this loss of affordable options of additional projectiles in 3.24 Necropolis will certainly price out many players from being able to enjoy a time-honored skill. I'm a huge fan of Tornado Shot, as I'm sure you all know by now, and it saddens me to see that it will no longer be a viable skill for the majority of the player base.